as we hear, I want to hear your definition of the word understanding. So, what does that mean to you?
Understanding. It's that other word has a lot, but for me, basically, it's for a person to get to know me, learn of me, know my ways. It's okay to ask questions, but I figure to understand somebody, you're gonna watch somebody, watch what makes me upset, watch what makes me happy, get to know my inside and out. That's understanding in a relationship. In a relationship, as far even in a friendship, getting to know me for me.
Same thing that I asked your mom before. The word understanding. What does that mean to you?
Me personally, I take it as far as understanding me, like mentally, physically, emotionally, like basically all the leads. I feel like that's like, I think it's understanding where you can look at me and be like, something is wrong. I know something's wrong with you. Because you can be friends with somebody and they'll be, oh, you're kind of off today, but a person that truly understands you, like mentally, physically, and everything, they're gonna be like, it's something deeper than just that. Like, what is it? And I feel like once you get there in both a relationship and also a friendship, it's the same thing.
Three. Welcome back. Again, I have two lovely ladies again, Dee Dee and Karen.
Hello.
And as you saw in the beginning, we was talking about understanding, and you heard, their views on understanding. Now let's basically talk about it as a group. Plus, you heard what I said about understanding. So let's just dive deep in it. Not to pick on you like always, but Dee Dee, yay! As you was talking about, before, what's your definition of understanding? Like, how did you come up with that? Like, why do you feel like that means, that definition means that to you?
It's because I just value it a lot more than anything else. That's basically just it. I just value it. Like,
Okay.
I feel like if you could understand me, like, again, like emotionally, physically, and everything else will play into effect.
Okay.
I feel like mentally, it's a big thing for me. I like, if someone can tap into my mind mentally for the good, I like that.
Okay.
Because, when I was with somebody, like, it wasn't the best.
Okay.
And mentally, I was not in the right place. So I feel like now I value it more than anything else.
Okay.
So if you can understand where I'm coming from and get me, and you may not agree with it, but if you just get me, it's like, this is gonna be good. I value it more than anything else.
Okay.
So that's just my take on it.
So, more so, you just want somebody to understand you as a person, like as a whole, as a person, not your views, not your values, not anything that you believe in, religion, creed, or anything, but just understand you and understand that y'all both have the difference of opinion,
Yeah.
and it's fine. But don't try to change you or say that you understand, but don't really understand type thing.
Yeah, like just mutual respect.
Right.
That's how I take it. As far as a friendship, that. As far as a relationship goes, there are certain things that I want to have like qualities in my significant other. But as far as a friendship goes, if you can understand me, that's perfect for me.
Okay.
But as far as a relationship goes, there are certain things that I want to have in common with my partner, rather than just like, oh, you get me and that's it. Like, no, I want to have certain things we can both agree on and we actually agree upon it.
Yeah.
But as far as a friendship goes, if you can get where I'm coming from and respect that, that's step one for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not that bad. For the most part, a lot of people want that. The reason why I picked understanding is because a lot of people throw that word around. Like, there's two words in a relationship they throw around: understand, or I understand you, and I love you. And I really wanted to know, like, really, like, dive deep in it, and like, what do that really mean? Like, I know for me, like, almost your values and your definition of it was almost the same thing. Like, I go into any relationship knowing that there's a difference of opinion. Like, off red. Doesn't matter, black, white, doesn't matter. I don't care.
That's right.
Knowing that helps me understand, like, whatever I'm about to say, that person may not agree with it. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
Or I might like something, and again, that person might not like it. And okay, I'm okay with that. But I found that in my personal life, not just in my relationship, but like business-wise or personal or friends-wise, that it's not reciprocated back. It's like, I say okay, and maybe that's just my expectation a little bit too high. Like, I don't know yet. But when people say that they understand, but their actions doesn't say that they understand. I'm
Right.
like, so
Right.
why are we repeating, or why are we going through the same motions over and over again?
Right.
If you told me previously that you understand me,
Right.
if you did, then why are we tackling the same issue that you know that is a problem for me?
Exactly. Exactly.
So then that tells me that you don't understand me, or you choosing to neglect the fact that you want to understand me.
Right.
And that's a whole
Right.
nother other topic now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where I found, and I think I forgot what really happened. I think I was driving somewhere. I know lately I've been making like a lot of videos on like just self improvement, self love, and stuff like that. Pretty much live your dreams. If you haven't watched that, please check out Mine's, Yours, and Dreams. It came out the blue, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to make it and post
Right.
it.
I saw that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was like the last
I
moment.
believe I liked it. So I was like,
Thank you.
thumbs up. Okay.
But no, it just, being with my daughter as she grow up, like she's been talking a lot about my mom, and she's been asking me a lot of questions, and she did ask me, she's like, "Are you okay?" Like she's 9 and she's worrying about my feelings. I'm like, I'm good. Like I can talk about this. She's like, okay. And they have a lot of similarities.
Really?
Like they like to do hair. They like to do nails. My mother back in the 40s, she was a hairdresser. To rephrase that, sorry. She owned multiple hairdressers and nail shop. I think about like 7 of them in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
Like, come on, like
wow.
basically like a woman in the 90s, or
Yeah.
sorry, in the 40s, to own something of
Right,
herself.
right.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the adversity that she had to go through.
That's
like,
right.
and
That's
7
right.
of them too.
Right, in the South.
Woo! Thank you.
Yeah.
You got like 3 double whammies. Like you got no help.
That's it.
Like you,
Yeah.
as soon as you walk out the door, you getting your ass whooped.
Right,
Excuse
right,
my
right,
language, but
right,
you
right.
just-
That's it.
You just
That's
getting
it.
nailed down.
Yep.
So lately, like she's been kind of like not drilling, but she just can ask me and stuff like that. And I did a photo shoot for one of my clients, and they text me, or actually they kind of call me and say, "Your mother will be proud of you." And I'm like, okay, why would you say that? She's like, because your demeanor is constantly giving and giving. I'm like, I don't know anything else.
Right. Right.
But that right there got me to thinking. I'm like, all these other people that barely know me, or I think barely knows me, know more about me than my own family sometimes.
I believe it.
So I'm like, what do that word understanding really mean? Like, is it a internal force that you are projecting? Do you have to vocalize? Can you understand me? Or like you said, like, just watch me, learn me, like understand like my moves and my values, like basically what I hold dear to me. And just like this past week, as again, I'm gonna say this out loud again to Karen. Happy Mother's Day again.
Thank
Happy
you.
belated Mother's Day. Normally, Mother's Day was, or it's kind of hard for me, but not as hard. My brother called me, Tony. He called me 2 days prior, and we was talking, and obviously before we turned this on, when your daughter was doing her segment, and when you was sitting behind me, like I felt your energy. So it was like almost the same thing with my brother. Like he called me, and I could just feel like something's off.
Right,
like,
right.
He's not the one to talk directly to me.
Right.
But I knew like he wanted to talk about something.
Right.
And so we was talking, and I was like, so how you doing with Mother's Day? Basically right around the corner. He's like, yeah, like it's still hard for me and stuff like that. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. And again, it kind of got me thinking. Like, me and my brother is 20 years apart, but every word that comes out of his mouth has a different meaning, and I've learned that over time. So he can never say like I don't understand him,
Right.
because I listen.
Right.
Same thing with my younger brother up here, or more so like my twin. When he calls me for like no apparent reation, like I know something.
Something. Yep.
I know there's something.
Yep.
There's always a time frame,
Yep.
and if you watch it, Junior, I'm sorry. I know your secret. But if he calls me for whatever reason, out of the normal time frame that he would call me, I stop everything.
Exactly.
Because I know there's something
That's
else.
right.
Like
That's
I
right. That's
know,
right. That's
and
right.
I listen. So it just got me to thinking about that word, like understand. Like, do we truly have to say, "Can you understand me"? Like, if a person truly loves you and respects you, and respect your values and who you are as a person, wouldn't that be the most top priority in their life? Is to take time to actually figure you out before you even say, "Can you understand me?"
Yes and no.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because part of understanding someone is communication.
And verbally, or just communication in all aspects of it?
All aspects of it.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of people, believe it or not, do not know how to communicate.
No, not to stop you real quick, but I would agree to disagree.
Okay.
So hear me out here.
Okay.
I've been thinking about communication, and you know I love communication. We did a whole 3-part segment. I think season 1 was all about communication. Like, I mean, we went into depth.
Right.
The more that I read and just dive into every relationship, and I'm not talking about personal, I'm just talking about relationship as a whole.
Right.
I'm learning that we don't have a problem with communicating. We have a problem listening.
Well, I was going to get there.
Oh, damn. Sorry. Sorry.
But it started off communicating, and when I communicate, are you hearing me or are you listening?
Okay, here we go. I jumped the gun quickly. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
You were listening.
Yeah. I was listening.
You were listening.
I just was going too fast.
Yeah. So, and I think that's what it leads up to the fact that we're understanding, because you take the time out to listen to both of your brothers, and that's why you understand when they calling you. You understand. Okay, this is something serious. Let me stop whatever I'm doing and let me give my full attention to my brother Tony or my brother Junior. You know what I mean? So you took the time and listened to the things that they say, and a lot of times when you care about someone, you listen to how they're talking.
Yes. The tone,
you know what I mean?
the tone,
Yes.
the energy level.
Yes. So there's certain things they would say. Like I can tell, like when Devon and Deanna, when something is bothering them, they cling to me.
Okay.
Yeah, they when I say cling, Mom, where you going? I'm just going to the kitchen, and they come right behind me, and I'm not talking on that now. Okay. So I'm like, okay, what's up?
Yeah, like,
you know what's going on? Well, Mom, what did you do?
Okay.
Stop it. This is how I am. Like, like I know I do that, and I'm just like, okay, Mom.
Okay.
You know, so I understand my kids because I spend time with them and I communicate with them and I listen to how certain things they say. So if something bothers them, they will. It's so funny because what they will do is.
I mean, at this point, bear off.
You know.
I mean, at this point, let's bear off.
That's it. But something is bothering them. What they would do, they will come to me not in a direct way, but an indirect. So they will bring something up, but it's like, Mom, you know, so and so and this. And I'm like, So if I'm in my kitchen doing my dishes, say that, what's up?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think it's important that with understanding, you have to understand that with understanding comes communication.
Yeah.
With communication comes listening. Everybody can hear you, but everybody don't listen. And there's a difference there. You know? So I can hear what you're saying, but if I'm not listening to what you're saying, then that means I'm not communicating back with you, because communication is a two-way street, which means that I don't understand you.
Yeah. I would say, no, I like that. I mean, that word holds so much weight in all relationships. Friendships, personal, marriage.
Exactly.
Dating. It just got me thinking, like, again, I know E said it, like, everybody don't use common sense. Like, I should know that by now, but it still amazes me on how much of people throw around words without even knowing the word.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Big, like, every relationship or every client that comes into the studio that wants help, they always talk about, oh, my partner don't listen. I'm like, are you talking away for that person to hear you?
Good point.
I mean, like how we talked about, everybody communicating.
Right.
But are we listening?
Exactly.
Are we taking the time to truly understand what that person tried to come across?
Right.
Maybe that person talked probably metaphorical.
Right.
You know, maybe they're philosophical.
Right.
Or maybe they're a poet or a writer. Like, however they communicate, like, you got to find out who they are as a person and figure out, okay, well, if you mean this, then are you doing this? Some people need to decode, and other people are direct.
Right.
Myself, I'm a direct person.
Me too.
Like, Don't ask me multiple questions over again. And I think last one we talked about, you get a 3-question limit. Like, yo, if you ask me the same 3 questions over and over again, it's gonna be the same 3 answers. You ask that 4th one, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I'm just gonna lose my mind. Like, I already answered that question. Don't do it.
Right.
I don't decode. I don't send no subliminal messaging. If I say no, that means actually in. Oh,
exactly.
No, or yes, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But I do know in the same token, let's say it's like my brother Tony, he's direct, but he also subliminal. Like this, I found out, and sorry not to put you on blast, my brother, love you to death. I found out subliminally that there's a lot of hurt there.
Oh.
A lot of hurt, and it comes from my mom. She wasn't there when he needed her.
Okay.
Before she died,
Right.
and stuff like that, and how we was talking, it made me realize like there's a lot of stuff to a lot of people past that they still hold on to.
Just
A
talk
lot.
about that. Yeah.
And it shapes them and they mold them to become a person that sometimes they don't even see in the mirror, and they end up repeating the same history over and over again. And I remember like when I was growing up, like my family members used to say, don't trust your brother, don't trust your brother. And I'm like, why? He's a liar, he does this, he does this. I'm like, he probably did that to y'all, but that don't mean he'll do it to me. Maybe I was being optimistic and stuff like that, but I never take what anybody say about somebody else and apply that to my life. Because for whatever reason why they treat you like that,
right.
That's on y'all.
That's it.
Like
that's
that
it.
had nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
That's on y'all.
That's exactly.
And I still hold that to this day. Like I don't care what happens in anybody's life. However you come to me, that's how I'm gonna treat you.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
But over this week, I learned a lot. Like I mean, and it wasn't even direct. Like it was like I think we was on the phone for like an hour, and we talked about numerous of things. I mean, and it wasn't about our mom. Like we talked about so many different things, but when I was listening, I was hearing the hurt. I was hearing like there's something missing. Like I was just like, and he keep like not directly begging me, but almost directly begging me to come back to Florida because, I mean, he's 56 years old, and actually about to be 56. Sorry, and like I'm his only like sibling on our mom's side. Oh. So it's like that he lost that connection when we was growing up, so he trying to like bridge that gap. And I told him like I have no problem like building that that bridge and stuff like that, but I can't just uproot my stuff and go down there because now you want to start something.
Right.
We can meet in like halfway and try to make something together.
Right.
By all means, yes, I would love that, and that's what we've been doing over the years. Like I call him all the time. Like he told me like, dude, whatever you doing now, stop what you're doing, put yourself into film school. I'm like, you got the money? Like, New York film school is a lot of money, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love to put myself in film school. He's like, but you got a talent for it. I'm like, yeah, but I still need money to put myself in film school. Like, so that's why I still need my current job. So I need that to fund everything else that I want to do in the future.
That's right.
But he always been like the biggest supporter. Like when it comes out like different things, like film, like photography stuff. Like he always be like, yo, go do it.
Wow.
And I always like thank him for that. Like he actually taught me. He taught me, but also made me hate cooking. But I'm phenomenal in the kitchen. I just won't cook.
Jeez.
I just won't cook. Just won't cook. Only because I saw 80 hours of him putting in work, and he's still doing, and like that's his passion, like that's his love. But I saw like the dedication, waking up 4:30 in the morning, prepping, like prepping,
it's
like
a lot.
I don't want to prep.
Yeah, because it's fresh.
Yes, like I mean, like staying up late at night, going over the menu, revamping the menu, try to find the font for the menu. I'm just like,
it's a lot.
Like
it's
that's
a lot.
That's not me. But when everything's said and done, when you see it, 5-star.
I
like
bet.
It's like, oh my God, like I see why you putting in hours and hours and hours. And then now as an entrepreneur now, I can see the same thing for me as like my Julian looking at me or my daughter looking at me putting in 60, 70, 90 hours plus, and you get to see maybe like a 45-minute clip of what I do, but you don't see the whole production behind the scene, like hours, days of me. Just like this one segment here started basically right after we did the last segment. And it just, every day I was writing down notes, interviewing people, finding like the different lighting, the different camera, trying to find a different angle, like the idea, the image that I was trying to get. And then now I got to condense all the knowledge I have to just like what just
that's because that's a love that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't mind putting in the work. You know what I mean? Because you know the outcome is going to be more. And the thing about it is, although you put in days and hours of doing this for 45 minutes, just imagine how many people is reaching and listening and making a change. So that's the thing. You know what I mean? It's like you're catching a lot of, you're a fisherman.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you're throwing the information out there, and who will bite, right? Those who won't. But it's meant for those who want to hear it.
I like that.
And about that change. So something that you love, it's not a job, it's a career. There's a difference between a job and a career.
It is.
You know, so you got to do the work behind the scene in order to project the way you want it in front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end, how many people are being changed? How many people are listening and making a change? And not only that, but evaluating themselves to the fact where it's like, okay, you know, I used to be like this. I need to change myself. And that's the best therapy ever, when you diagnose yourself.
I like that.
You know, so your work is not going in vain. I was telling my daughter, she's born to be a psychologist. She is. She is.
You got quiet. She's like,
yeah. It's in her. Every time somebody comes to her, she doesn't like certify you.
No, I get sued.
I can't diagnose you with no type of illness, so you can't get the HIPAA laws. Don't sue me. I still under my mom's insurance, so you can sue my mom.
I'm like, whoa. Hold up,
like,
you got PhD behind your name? Because I said my chick, I didn't see that.
Like, who does?
They,
like,
for real. You know, so you have to continue to do what you love, because somebody, I don't care if it's only one person, that brought a change. That brought a change. So kudos, for real.
No, honestly, I would say kudos to both of y'all. Like, y'all bring basic the whole production to life. Like, it's just me just giving knowledge and just, you know, questions. But y'all bring more to the show than I can ever do. Like, y'all bring that charisma, that love, that understanding. Not saying that I'm not a people person. I'm not a people person.
I can cook. I don't like cooking.
See, there you go. See?
I don't like people.
It's
But I
kind of like a double standard. You feel me? I'm wearing that now.
God,
I can't help it. Can't help it. But no, I would say thank to y'all. Like, I mean, every topic that I came to this idea is like, I always feel comfortable like bringing it to y'all. You know, and actually with that said, there's one topic that I definitely want to talk about. It's going to be the next segment, and it's there's a TV show, I don't know if y'all watch this, but it's called Black AF. And it actually talk about what it seemed like we all experienced over the years. You know, that word black. What did that word black mean? Now, the funny thing about that, my daughter, we was in the car, she's like, Daddy, why people call you black? I'm like, because I'm black. She's like, no, my car is black. She was like,
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. she like, no, that's negro if black is negro.
Right,
so,
right,
sorry.
right, right.
So she was like, no, that's black.
Right.
I'm like, I see where she was going at. So
Right.
I'm like, okay. I was trying to break it down to her without going into a long discussion.
Okay.
I'm like, so there's going to be black, white, and tan. That's how the label works. And she's like, why? I was like, because whoever came up with it needed to put people in a label to control them. So there's a category for black, and fortunately I fit that category because I am black. You as being light skinned, you're tan, okay? And obviously there's white. So she was like, but you're not black. I'm like, no. I mean, the color itself, negro, black, no, I'm not black. But the label, I am a label of being black. But if you look at my heritage, I am not necessarily all black. I'm black and Portuguese. So I'm black and pretty much European. What's up?
I'm 10%. That's about it, though.
Oh.
10% what? Yeah. She did the 23 and
Yeah, 23 and me.
yeah.
Okay.
So she found out a lot about.
What are you?
I'm like 80 I'm like 86% like West African.
Oh.
But out of that, it comes from Nigerian, and then I'm mixed with Caribbean, which is like I'm like it's like what 40-50% Caribbean, but it's like Jamaican, like and then I found out I was like 10% white, which kind of freaked me out. I was like, wow, I'm 10% white. So like, and yeah. But that comes from like basically European. So like British, France, like that makes me me. So I'm Nigerian. That's what I claim.
Yeah, that's what
I'm Nigerian and Jamaican. That's what I claim.
Okay.
I'm proud.
Hey, go. It's cool with you.
Yeah.
But no, she was just saying like, why do people label black and white? And I try to give her so much information, but not to overwhelm her with what's going on. So I gave her just like a small like definition. I'm like, in this world, there's a visible line. Some people see it, some people don't. It's sad to say there is a black and white line. And fortunately, like sometimes you got to play on both sides. And say, okay, and I know, again, back to understanding, I know that she didn't truly understand, but she grasped the concept.
Right.
Like, black can mean much more than just a color, just being black.
Right.
So I know eventually, probably like next 2 years, or probably next month or so, we're going to have that same topic again, about black and white and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like, I have no problem with that. I actually love talking about any type of race and stuff like that. Not to make people feel uncomfortable, but we do need to educate ourselves. Like, that's one thing. I feel like our culture is afraid to talk about our culture because we don't want to offend anybody by saying like we're black or whatever. Like, come on, man.
But you need to understand who you are.
Yeah.
How you know who you are if you're not taught? You know what I mean? So she needs to understand who she is because a lot of people walk around here. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. But you have no identity of who you really are.
Exactly. Just saying it without understanding what that means.
Yeah.
Like, I'm this. Like, really? Like, do you even know what that is?
Right.
So, it's crazy.
Like, I had trouble, like, too, especially in high school, where I kept telling myself, like, I don't know who I am as a person. And I kept telling you have to understand me, but it's like, I don't understand myself. So how can I really...
Good. Yeah,
like, how can I really, like, say, like, understand me when it's like, what do you want? Like,
I'm
trying my best to understand you, but what do you want?
Right.
So, so it took me, like, a while. I think the first step was knowing my nationality, like, what makes me me? Like, what type of, like if, am I African? Am I Caribbean? Like, what am I? Because I don't know what I am on the inside. So I think that was the first step, for, not by everybody else, but for me, that was the first step. And when I found out my heritage and what I am, I looked into my family history. Who was my great-great-grandmother? Like, what she looked like? Was she, like, mixed? What was she? And when I got that information, I was kind of like, I have an idea of my history, my past history, but I also have an idea now of my future. Because I know who I am as a person now.
So, do that define you, though?
It doesn't define me, no, but it does give me a sense of, like, a right path. Like, just because my past was like that doesn't mean my future has to be like that. So it's because my grandmother went through that or my great-grandmother went through that doesn't mean I have to go through it.
That's right.
I like that. That's right.
It just gives me it's a basic reminder, and it's a basic to humble myself that I'm not greater than anybody else out here in the world. So it's like I understand myself, I understand what I'm supposed to do in this world, but you also have that little background of you ain't better than anybody else either. Just because you understand you as a person doesn't mean you a top dog. Like, no. Like, you can still be knocked down no matter what. So that background was a sense for me to be humble. Like, I get my history, I get my family tree and everything, but I can be better. I understand myself, and I will do better. So that's how I took it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Wow, look at you.
Right?
Bring some wisdom. Drop the mic.
I'm telling you.
She dropped some knowledge on us real quick.
That's my baby girl. That's my baby girl.
That's my baby.
Yes.
That's my baby.
Oh my goodness.
No, I actually have to agree. Like, knowing where we come from plays a big part on where do we want to go in our life.
Exactly.
Like, I really do believe, and I do believe, like, our culture, again, like, we don't talk about the past more, other than like slavery and stuff like that. Like, I mean, again, we know that,
Right.
like, but there's so
Right.
much more to us than
Right.
just slavery. Like,
Exactly.
we are at one point we was doctors, lawyers. Shit, we still doctors, lawyers,
Yeah.
teachers, moms, inventors,
Right.
educators,
Right.
entrepreneurs, filmmakers,
Right.
like artists. Like, I mean, we are so much more than just one label.
Come on.
And I feel like that label is like hanging over our head, and we can't shake that.
Right.
Yeah.
And we try to get from the trenches from that one label, but we don't recognize that. And again, please research Black Wall Street. Like, a lot of people forget about that. Like, we was the first billionaires.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
we control
Yes.
the wealth. Like,
Right.
we now all of a sudden fast forward into 2020, or I can't even say 2020, but like fast forward 50, 60 years in our future. Like, our culture forgot about what wealth means.
Come on.
Wealth is not a freaking car.
Come on.
Wealth is not
Come on.
like having jewelry over your neck.
Right,
Wealth
right,
is like
right.
knowing that when you sleep, your money's making money while you sleep.
Why you
and then,
sleeping?
Yeah.
like, when you
Cha-ching.
passing it along to
For
future
real.
generation and
For
future
real.
generation, not going to
For
buying
real.
a Bentley or a jet. Like, come on.
Yeah. And,
Like-
and teaching the younger generation.
About wealth.
Yeah, yes. There was a man and his son. It was in a car. It was on Facebook, and it just completely blew me away.
Okay.
And his son knew terminology that some grown folks won't even know.
Mm.
And he talked about buying a house. He talked about the stock market. He talked about all this information, and his son was, getting it just like
picking it
this.
up?
Yes.
Love that.
And that's the thing. How you make your kids rich is what you teach them.
Yeah.
And how you teach them, number one, is understanding the value of money.
Yeah.
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 Money gonna come and go.
Yes,
But the thing about it is understanding that, you need money. Yes, you need money to survive. I totally get it. I understand that. But always putting up money.
Mhm.
And we need to understand that. We're talking about understanding.
Yeah.
We need to understand that you got to have money saved up for a rainy day. Your rainy day could be tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Look at the pandemic that we're in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are suffering. So it's important that we teach our children how to save $1. My dad always say, Kieran, I need you to understand about money. Because one thing, women always want to buy, spend. That's what my daddy said.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, my daddy
Okay.
said that.
Buy.
Yeah, buy, spend. He said, but where's the word save? You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. And at the time, I didn't understand. Did not get it. But as I got older, I understood. Okay, in order for me to survive, I need to teach my children how to survive. You know what I mean? So understanding it's such a broad word, because a lot of times people were thinking like, okay, well, understanding relationship. No, what about understanding just in life?
Or just yourself.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
basically what you said was big. Like, you was asking that question, like, can you understand me? But shit, I don't understand
To
myself.
myself.
Yeah.
So like, how,
Like.
how can you understand me when
But
I don't even know what I want?
Right,
like,
right.
but you can tell me what I want,
Right,
right?
right.
You tell, no.
Or when somebody asks you, Ty, what is it that you want?
What you mean?
Like.
What I want.
Right? What is it that what is it that you want? You know? And then you're sitting there like, what is it that you want? I need to understand what makes you happy. I need to understand what makes you motivated.
Mm-hmm.
I need to understand, your love for certain things. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. People don't ask the right questions.
Oh, no, they don't.
They don't ask the right questions.
It's like the skimming of the surface. It's like that very small surface. And I feel like a lot of people don't ask that question because they don't know what to say. Like, they don't even know what they want for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember I said that a relationship is like an interview for a job, right?
Yeah.
And they ask you, okay, so tell me about yourself. People get stuck.
Yeah.
They really do.
They're
I'm
like,
like, what do you mean? It's like, are you serious?
Like what I like to do?
Right.
Like what are you really saying?
Yeah, and everybody asks that question. They do. They say, okay, now is this like my personal life? Business life? I'm like, wow. But again, and for them to understand my question, they have to ask me so I can be very direct in what I'm asking.
Fair enough.
Right? So it's like, no, just tell me, tell me about yourself, And in the relationship, friendship too, what makes you go? What when you get up in the morning, what makes you tick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it could be to the fact where I just love receiving text messages in the morning, like wisdom text messages, not stupid ones. God, I get so aggravated.
I can tell. I can. She just holding me the chin. Can't stand those stupid ones.
You know,
okay.
I like receiving stuff that makes sense. So if I'm asking you, Ty, tell me about what makes you go, and you say, you know what, Karen, I like receiving text messages that are deep to make my day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so now I'm listening to what you're saying. So you know what? Periodically, I'm gonna send you some text messages to just to like, that's a good one.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so don't box the word understanding. You can't box it. It's just it's impossible. But just make it's a broad word, but learn the word.
Yeah.
Learn
and
it.
I think that stems from also words period. Like not just understanding, but like understanding what certain words mean. Like being rich and being wealthy are two different things.
Two different
things. Just because you're rich does not mean you're wealthy. That's just how it is.
You want to keep that money either.
Yeah. Wealth comes from generational wealth. It doesn't come from it doesn't come from generation being rich.
Yeah.
No, it's generation being wealthy.
Yeah.
That's where it stems from. When you can have kids and like your kids are making money, and when you die, your kids are making money. You're wealthy.
Yeah.
But when you're rich and you just blows over, it's like, hey, you're just rich for the moment.
Yeah.
What do you have now? So understanding what different words mean. Just because someone said, "Oh, I'm rich," yeah, but you're not wealthy. So what can you give me?
Again, drop the mic again. Drop the knowledge,
you
man.
on a roll, girl.
I really am.
You on a roll,
Drop the mic, man. Come on, let's go. Let's do this.
Let's get up and walk out.
I know, right? She's like, I'm done. Mic off every day. Cut the interview. We're done.
Right.
See you. I don't. Cut the mic off. We're done. Done. Smashed it.
For
We got nothing to talk about
For
anymore.
real, girl.
No, but it's the truth, though.
Yeah,
It's the truth.
she
But
right.
see,
She on point.
that's what I love about our dynamic. Like, I could come up with a topic and just, even today, like, I would say, look, your mom right, you on a roll. Like, you on fire. I mean, but because of that knowledge and because of that drive you have, like, you have something to say.
That's right.
And because it seems like now that you did your research about yourself, you feel more confident to come out with more knowledge to bring it to the table.
Exactly.
And that's what we all need to do as a person. Right. And you're right. Like every relationship is an interview.
Yes.
I mean, not a lot of people do that, but I mean, lately I've been telling my clients to adapt this mentality. I know it sounds so mean. I'm so sorry. But think about you going on a job interview.
Right.
You got, I believe, 30 to 90 days for like your probation period.
Yes.
And after that probation period,
yes,
you hire, right?
Yes.
So when you're in a relationship, tell them that you're on a probation period. 30 to 90 days. And if you pass the probation period, you hired. Bet you
I
got
like
the
that.
job.
Yeah.
I know it sounds wrong, but think about it. What is the honeymoon stage?
Oh my God.
It's just a glorified, permanent idea of a person. You are filling that person out.
Yeah.
You're not making no judgment. You're seeing what that person is. You're making a mental note, but you're not really saying anything until they 6 months or 9 months in, and then now you're like, well, when you used to do this, or you used to do this, you text me in the morning, but now you don't do this. That's the interviewing process.
Right.
Like mentally, you was making mental notes. Yeah. But you probably didn't vocalize it. Right. But you saw it was going on because you liked them things.
That's right.
That's what you was drawn to. So that person was doing that because that person wanted you. Now they think they have the job or have you. Right. They stop. No. You still in that probation period, bro.
That's right.
Stop playing.
Even 26 years later, you still on probation.
Hey, no, it's the truth.
You still on probation.
If you don't commit to them vows that you said to me 26 years ago, I'm out.
Exactly.
Like you said under God that you would love me from thick to thin.
That's it.
For sickness to health.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? All of it.
That's right.
And if you want to leave me because times are hard now, like, yo, I guess this wasn't, meant for me. Like, I'm out.
Exactly. And you're not going to go through a hard time just once in the marriage or in a relationship, period. It's going to, exactly.
Man, it's like a roller coaster.
What?
Man, stop laughing. You don't know. I'm playing.
I know something.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, Didi. I'm sorry.
That was a 4-year relationship. It's a lot mentally. Like, jeez. Like,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
That was funny.
I'm just joking.
She's like, yup. Like,
it's true.
You know about it.
My little experience.
Yes, I know. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it is a roller coaster. It goes up and down, up and down.
It does.
I would love to say that I hope all relationships has a lot more highs than lows.
Yes.
Fortunately, some has more lows than highs.
Right.
But every relationship is not perfect.
No.
Everyone, it does not matter. Everyone comes with their issues. It's just one of my clients said this, and I never thought about this. Like, I always look at the positive of, like, what can we build together? She was like, what can I put up with? I'm like, I don't want to put up with anything. She's like, no, because nobody's perfect.
Right.
I was like, that's true. She's like, so I look at, okay, whatever you doing, can I put up with that?
Right.
I'm like, all right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know, and she's looking at the glass half full and not half empty.
Yeah.
By her saying it. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just
What
like,
can I
okay.
It's realistic.
It really is.
Exactly.
Fairy tale.
It really
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
It
like,
really
yo,
is.
there's gonna be days, times it's gonna be hard, and does that issue bother me enough to want to stay when times get hard,
Right.
or would it be the reason why I leave?
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
because I know, like, deep down inside, like, my biggest thing is I look for. This sounds weird. Like, if I can argue with you, like, truly have a real argument, and if I still want to stay, minus if I need to leave to, like, decompress.
Right.
If I still want to come back to you, yo, we good. And even better, if I can stay in the room and argue with you, but see, there's a limit to that. If you can't see or understand the fact that we got a difference of opinion, that irks me. So now I can't stay in that room because I'm arguing with your emotions. I'm not gonna win.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no way in
No.
hell. So
No.
I'm already knowing that the fact that you are so convicted in your feelings, you don't see or hear anything else. So
No.
why sit there and
Yeah.
argue?
Right.
So you can keep going. You can keep going. Yes, do it look like I'm being passive aggressive? No. It's just the fact that I know whatever I say, you're not hearing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What's the point of even putting up with that? So I'd rather leave than deal with that. But again, that it doesn't show compassion or love or understanding.
Right.
Because then on my part, it seems like, okay, well, I don't care about your feelings. No, it's just the fact that you are in your feelings.
Right.
And I can't compete with that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day,
Right.
and I say this to anybody, Didi, if me and you was arguing and if you got passionate about something, I lost.
Yep.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that I can say to justify
Right.
whatever you are feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
I would
Right.
have to sit there and listen. Even if you say some words that I might not agree with, does not matter. Because I
Right.
could come back with so many different rebuttals.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Because
Right.
your
Right.
opinion is valid. It is right. I can't tell you how you feeling is wrong. Like,
Exactly.
that's wrong of me.
Exactly.
I can sit there and try to calm you down and say, like, but can you see this? But can you understand it? Can you see it? No, because right now it's all about your feelings right now.
Yeah.
Until that switches, it's basically just like,
Right.
okay, I just gotta wait it out and wait until
Right,
you see,
right,
like,
right.
okay, now is the switch.
Yeah.
Then when you come to the other side, okay, now we can argue as your opinion and then my opinion. But
Right,
now if
right,
I'm
right.
arguing my opinion, but you arguing your emotions,
Yeah.
I lost.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
no way I can compete with that.
No.
So I think, like, just with the whole understanding as a whole, I think we all need to break down and do a better job on understanding ourselves first.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
and
Yeah.
you said it perfectly.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you said it like you hit it direct on the nose. You
Yeah.
have to understand. You have to truly understand yourself first
Right.
before you put that word out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially when it involves other people, and that's more dangerous because
Sure.
now you tap into someone's, like, mentally. It's like you can really mess someone up that way.
Yeah.
You don't understand yourself and you're confused.
Ooh.
Yep.
Man,
They
you
gonna be
better-
like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, like,
Like, wait.
what is this?
I ain't signed up for this. Like,
Right.
what's
Right.
going
And
on
that's
here?
where
Right.
the term, you're crazy comes from. And it's like,
Okay.
no, I just don't know myself. And it's like, you kind of crazy a little bit, but like,
I like it.
it's true. Don't know myself.
myself.
I just didn't figure me out yet.
Right.
So it's
I'm gonna be
like
crazy
everyone,
now.
everyone needs time. Everyone needs time, and it's sad because people are walking in blind. Like, they just don't know until, like, someone says, like, do you know? Do you hear how you sound?
I was just getting ready to say that.
Like,
Yes.
Do you hear how you
Yes.
sound right now? Because you're
Yes.
kind of like,
Most
Yes.
people don't know that though.
yeah.
No.
Most people can't hear how they sound in the
No.
moment.
No.
It's so jaded. Like,
Right.
I wish hopefully technology or somebody would come on. Maybe I'll figure some type of formula to make you hear yourself in the moment of an argument. Do you know that would freak you out?
Yes. I think if I
Look at that thing.
Oh, women, huh?
Yeah.
Thing is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if I would see it while we're arguing, but maybe I'm like, nah, I'm winning this argument. You ain't gonna know what you gonna listen to me. I got them things I need to say. Yeah. Now, if you show me myself, not an hour later.
Okay.
The day, because sometimes you need time to process, right? Because 9 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10, when you had said we're speaking out of our emotions, you're right. You're absolutely right. Everybody around you is wrong.
So I have to stop it right there. We went on for another 20, I would say probably 20 to like 25 minutes, maybe even another half an hour talking about understanding. As we know, we all seek out just understanding, and we just want somebody to love us and to just see what we have to say. But remember, what are we truly asking our partner? Are we truly asking our partner to, see us? Or are we truly sitting there telling our partners, I don't care what you say and what you believe in. I just want you to just adapt to what I believe in. And Dee Dee has some great points. Karen has some great points too. Listen, if you truly understand, if you really truly understand your partner, then that means you see your partner as equal. You understand that your partner is different and you respect that. And you don't want to change that.